is pivotal to our history as the Baloch nation. Both Nawab Akbar Bugti Khan and, of course, Baloch Mary Khan paid with their lives. We are talking about highly educated men that tried to go along the traditional routes of entering government, but sadly to no course. And so what happened is they acted upon their own impulses as human beings. They acted upon the fact that they were witnessing mass suffering. And we have to be very, very realistic here. We are actually facing a very slow but very calculated genocide on the part of the Pakistani government. We, as well as the Sindhi nation. Nothing is impossible, historically. All great national struggles have begun with small gatherings such as these. But they have gained momentum. They have gained momentum because justice is on the side of those that are being oppressed. In fact, if we go beyond this, it is our human right, it is our Islamic right to seek justice. For we as the Baloch nation are being oppressed. There is no other way of stating this. But we must now push forwards. We must take what these great heroes have achieved and move forwards decidedly with a plan for the future. First and foremost, we must strengthen our own cultural base. The genocide of a nation really takes place when its culture is annihilated. We are not allowed to speak our own language. We are not allowed to wear our own clothing on our own motherland. I cannot really think of anything that is more nonsensical than this. Apparently, we have entered the 21st century. It could have been the 15th if someone could have gone into Balochistan and saw the situation there. There are people living in the most appalling poverty, and yet it is our gas that is feeding the generals and their sons to come and educate themselves here when we ourselves cannot receive an education on our own motherland. Now, one of the reasons, one of the things that I hear most often quoted by the Pakistani establishment is that the Baloch are their suffering is due primarily because of the system, the Sardari, the feudal system. You see, if this were the case, then why on earth is the situation no different in Makaran? My Balochistan. There is no difference there. There is rampant poverty. There is a government system of ensuring that there is a very high proportion of drug addiction so that Baloch do not wake up. They do not seek their rights. Or what they actually do is say, by the way, this is no longer your land. You do not exist. And so it leads to massive migrations of the Baloch across the Straits of Hormuz into the United Arab Emirates. But something has happened, something very fortunate has happened historically. We have actually been spread across the world. But the time has come now for us to unify all of our resources, East Balochistan and West Balochistan. I am first and foremost a Baloch. I remember once having to debate something with a member of our work, my workplace, who was insisting on telling me that I am an Iranian national. And I had to, of course, reiterate, actually, no, I'm Baloch. I have been Baloch for 5,000 years. You have brought this country called Pakistan, this failed state, and imposed it upon me. Nowhere was I asked, do I wish to be part of this? And if I was, we clarified that we did not wish to be a part of this. And this experiment has gone terribly wrong. This no longer serves the purposes of the West nor the East. So, for my part, what I have learned from this great hearing, and what I've also learned from the death of Baloch Mary Khan, is that now is the time to act. History is giving us an opportunity to claim our rights. An opening has appeared. We must make the best use of this as possible. It's going to take a lot of time and a lot of effort, but I sincerely believe that we can make a very vital impact right now. And, of course, dreams begin as dreams, and then they become reality. Inshallah, I hope that perhaps in 5 to 10 years' time, if we are gathered here today, we are going to be celebrating the birth of a new independent Baloch Republic. Inshallah.